Hi everyone! This video will be dedicated to the Pelikan M600 Rudi Rother. This is the second pen of the art collection. The first pen was the Glauco Cambon, released in 2023. The Rudi Rother is released last year, 2025. It is a series that is inspired by the Pelikan historic advertising posters. These are the first pens that are made with the Aurora process, but I'll tell you about that later. Rudi Rother was a German painter and illustrator, and he is known for his work in Jugendstil. It's a German and Austrian form of Art Nouveau. He submitted this poster design for one of Pelikan's competitions, and he won, obviously. The pen is inspired by the dress of this lady, and as you can see, the barrel has the same green, red and a bit of a yellow design. So this is the packaging. You get a little print of the poster, and I think that's cute because I saw someone who framed those little posters and hung up at the wall, and I really thought that it was a cool idea, so I will do that too. You also get a little booklet with the information and a bit of historic background about this pen, this style, and the process, which I think is really cool. And it's contains in this quite big box. So as you can see the poster here too, and that's where the pen is placed. So onto the pen. So as you can see, the cap and grip section and the knob is a semi-translucent, so it has a dark green color and you can see a bit through. At first, when I saw the renders, I wasn't really appealed by it. I'm not a big fan of translucent pens. I don't know why, but of transparent pens. But when I saw it in real life, it was much prettier than the renders of Pelikan, so it pushed me over to buy this pen. Also because I already have the first pen, so it made quite sense to have this one too, to have a cool duo. So this pen has a 14K nib, some how do you call them, pre-release photos of Pelikan show an 18K nib, but it's a 14K. I think they made a little mistake there. The bands on here are 24K gold plated, this Pelikan beak as well. It's a piston filler pen. It has no ink window because this barrel is brass, so it's not translucent, so it's not transparent. It doesn't have an ink window, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but the design is just too beautiful, so I don't really mind. The red orange pieces really look on fire sometimes. It's a really cool color combination, and I really think they look cool together. So a little bit more about the Aurora process. They call it, this has a brass barrel, and they use engraving and gouache to get this design. So no normal resin for this one, and apply 10 layers of lacquer, I think, to get a real depth on this design, which I think is really cool. If I'm not mistaken, I also think every pen is a bit unique, because I've seen other Glaucos too with a lot more green or a lot more blue or purple, because I only have one little spot with some, I don't know if I can show you, one little spot with a bit of bluish purple, and that's the only place it has. The others are orange and green, and I've seen other Glaucos that have a bit more green or a bit more of that bluish purple. So I think that's a cool feature too, that every pen is a bit unique. But because of this brass barrel, because of the other technique, it weighs a bit more than the average M600, so it has more a weight of the M800, so that's to be considered if you want this pen. I prefer a bit of more of a weight for two pens, so this doesn't bother me at all, but some people do and have more preference to a lightweight pen. So another little fun fact about the art collection is in 2021 they released 3 pictures of prototypes for pens that are inspired by the vintage Pelikan posters. So they have already released 2 of them, so I think we are in a 2-year cycle about releases from this collection, because this one was released in 2023, this one in 2025, so maybe we'll get the 3rd one in 2027. If I can, I'll put up a picture of the prototypes that they released in 2021, so you can see for yourself how they changed, because they are not identical to the prototypes they showed in 2021. Little thing is, the 3rd one I saw any prototypes is a bit different than these ones. These ones have quite a lot of color, and the 3rd one is just black and white or yellow, I think. So it would be a bit of an odd one in this series, because I think both pens, they are very different, but they kind of go together, and the other one is a bit out of this style, I think. So maybe they will add some color, and I think that would be more suitable to add to this little collection. So I also want to do a writing sample with this pen, so let's ink it up first. So as I told in my previous video, when you ink a Pelikan ink pen up with that has this trim on the nib or close to the nib, when you ink your pen up, it's very important yet to clean it thoroughly, because when ink stays up there, it oxidizes your band, so it gets stained. So now on to the writing sample. So this is the Pelikan M600 Rudi Rother. It has a medium nib, this one. and the ink is the Akkerman Den Haag. Number 26, Groenmart Smaragd. It's quite a wet writer. Writes quite soft, but with a lot of feedback. You can really hear it go over the paper, or really hear it when you write with it. And a bit of reversed writing. It's not the best at reversed, but I never do that, but a lot of people do that in their writing samples, so. So overall conclusion for this pen is it's as trustworthy as my other Pelikan pens. It writes very well. It has a unique design on it, which I think is really cool. When you have this pen in your hand or in your pen case, it always attracts attention. So, and it never gets boring to look at it. So that's really cool. So yeah, I'm totally sold on this collection of pens. I really hope they release the other pen in this collection in 2017. I'm curious to see what they did with the third prototype they have released in 2021. So something to look forward at. I hope you like this video. If you would like to subscribe, I would be very honored. And if you have questions or you have this pen too and you want to give your opinion or what you think of it, leave it in the comments. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!